Morning everybody, welcome back. Saturday shop day as usual. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Got some cool bike stuff and enjoyed your time with family and friends and all that good stuff. So we're back on the fuel bike today. We are down to, I believe, 6 weeks until our event, which gives us 5 Saturdays including today. So we're looking really good on this. This bike is, I mean, I don't know, 70% together or so. So the rear tire came in, so we're going to get the tire mounted on the rim today. Then we'll get the rim fit back in the bike. Rear brakes, all that stuff. I ordered a chain yesterday, so it's not here yet. Gonna look at getting the air system all cleaned up and installed. Also, I did some research. I got some chemicals and we're going to try and strip some anodizing off of some fittings today, so that'll be interesting. I've never done it before, but we'll see how that goes. Hopefully that's going to work out how we're planning. So I took a bunch of the fuel line fittings back apart from the EFI system so we can strip them all. Foot pegs are on the way. Those I don't think came yet. There was a delay in getting those shipped. That's it. We might be able to measure for the brake line today once we get the caliper reinstalled with the rear wheel. Tony is working on the tail section paint. He's gonna, this coming week, get all the airbrush work done on that. And I don't know, that we'll see what else we can get done for the day. The last big thing is to get our distributor machined up. I have part of that done already, and then we have to machine a plate that will hold the Dyna S crank trigger, and then do a little bit of wiring, obviously. But other than that, there isn't anything else major. A little bit of assembly, and maybe we'll make the throttle cable today, and possibly the air shift cable if we get that mounted up, if that gets far enough along. But for sure the throttle cable today we'll make. And I don't know, that's it. We're just going to try and get it assembled. I do need to make a stand for it too, but that'll probably not be a today project. I don't know, having a lot of fun with this bike, so I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I noticed a large portion of our viewers are not subscribers, so please, if you enjoy the video and you want to follow along, go ahead and click that button. Let us know in the comments what you think about what we're doing. I always try to reply to all the comments. I want to know if people are enjoying this stuff or if we need to change something up. Obviously, we make the content so people will enjoy it. I don't need the content. I already see it when it happens. So if nobody's enjoying it, we need to change it up. That's it, I think. That's what we're going to get done today, hopefully, and we're going to get to it. Alright, so we're getting everything prepped to get the rear wheel in. Got our axle adjusters in. This is our axle. A lot of the washers and stuff that they had on here are just shit. They look like crap. They're crusty. So first thing I'm going to do is make up 2 nice outside washers out of some aluminum. We have enough here. Let's see if we put this nut on. These nuts kind of suck too, honestly, but let me grab my calipers. I want to see how thick of a aluminum washer we can have on each side and still have enough. Alright, so it looks like if we make a couple 200,000ths thick washers by 1.5 OD, that'll give us 2 nice washers, keep us from screwing our paint up. So first thing we're going to do is jump out on the lathe, make those 2 washers, and then continue on getting this wheel fit.
Alright, so we're out at the lathe. Nothing too crazy here. Drew a piece of 1.5 round bar in the chuck. Here we're just facing it off. Real basic stuff we're doing here. Got the center drill. Swap that out for a 7/8 twist drill. And go ahead and drill a hole in there deep enough that I can cut off a couple of pieces. Give a little chamfer on the end. Put the parting tool in, and we're just going to part off our 2 axle nut washers. And here you go. The little custom machined axle nut washers from 6061 aluminum.
Yeah.
When they came out of the assembly line.
Yeah, no, I know, but yeah.
If they got wet, they started rusting.
My best friend in high school had a Monza drag car.
Oh, did he really? Yeah. Monza? Buddy of mine had a Monza too in high school.
I think, right? Wasn't that the...
They made a Cosworth Vega.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Oh, you said.
Is there an echo in here?
Monza.
No.
No, he's a Cosworth.
You said they made one with a Hypo V6, and I said a Cosworth Vega.
Oh.
There's an echo in here.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about that.
He's old. He's losing his hearing.
I don't know nothing about the old stuff.
No.
Yes.
Fix on turning on something. It's going to be that loot in your ass.
Don't want to get it dirty.
Wouldn't be the first time. Why are you crying? You're so happy to be here that you got tears coming out of your eyes?
Yeah,
Fred?
10, yeah, 28, 10, 15.
Same as a NASCAR. 10 is like.
Is that what they run?
Yeah. Pure gum rubber, baby. The expensive shiz.
I guess I didn't get it. I wanted to get the wheel just touching so I could like slide the axle in and out.
Oh.
But I guess I'm gonna have to. Oh, you know what? I'll just jack it up and put a block of wood under it, and then I got it right here, man. Yeah.
Why don't we slide this table over some?
Okay.
So we got our wheel mocked up, checking to make sure our brake caliper is going to fit. Now I'm just going to use a straight edge to align our front and rear sprockets. This will let me figure out how wide our wheel spacer needs to be. I'm remaking all the wheel spacers that were on this. They just used like kind of some stacks of washers, and anyway, we're just making something a little bit nicer. Machine them up out of some aluminum.
All right, so we got our brake mocked up here. Gonna measure for some spacers, and then we'll head out to the lathe and cut those. So we're gonna need to make 2 spacers and a new washer. So, golly, that's not gonna be fun to measure. The outside spacer is gonna be 537. Let me grab a pen. All right, so 1 spacer is 0.532. The other one is going to be 0.824. .5 OD with a 875 ID. And then we'll make 1 more spacer. Or a washer rather for the outside. So we're going to head out to the lathe, get these cut, and we'll pull all this stuff back off, clean it up real good, and then we'll be ready to assemble it for the final time. Okay. Yep. Sweden. Haven't you seen the meme? I should have sent it to you because it perfectly describes me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's people see me and think I'm rich. I'm just irresponsible.
Oh, yeah.
I just spend my money irresponsibly or something like, you know.
Yeah.
And he didn't need anything?
No, bizarre.
So what's the over under on the amount of time before he calls back with what he needed?
Oh, yeah. No,
Right?
Less
like,
than a week.
Like when you nailed him with that, then
Yeah.
he fucking rolled it in, and then like less than a week he'll be calling for something,
back,
right?
Hey, Tommy, can you?
Yeah. What a douche. Alright, let's see if we can find some bolts.
Is that no show?
Hello.
Hey. No show. What's going on?
What's going on with you?
What are you doing, brother?
How are you?
Living the dream. Oh, you're actually gonna put one on? You busted my balls about it.
Yeah, but you asked
Thank you.
for one, so I mean, it's just some extra shit hanging on the bike. But.
Yeah, I know, but it'll be tucked in.
Alright, so we got our brake marked up here. Everything's looking good. I got to remake this spacer for the frame clamp to the hanger. They had this. It slides in. Can't probably see this. God, the lighting in here sucks. I got to get my lights so you guys can see this a little better. Alright, well, that's a little bit better. Anyway, we got this spacer. Goes in here in between the frame clamp and the brake caliper hanger. If I can get my hand out of your way. So anyway, we're going to remake that out of a piece of aluminum is my point. That probably no one even cares about. So anyway, I'm going to hop out on the lathe, make that. We'll get this brake locked down. Oh, gee. Oh yeah, that dude's dreaming. You can always tell when they won't.
Dirt bike one?
Well, it's all kinds of bikes. But it just if they won't give you the price, you know what I mean? Like,
and the pictures are shit.
yeah.
Pictures are garbage.
And did you read the ad?
Yes, I did.
Like, send a letter to his P.O. box to get in touch with him? What are you, 1,000 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah, send inquiry to P.O. Box.
I mean, that's hilarious. Real, like.
All that tells me is he doesn't want to sell anything.
Alright, so we got our brake on. Got to cut this bolt off. I didn't have one the right length, but I had one that was too long, so we'll cut that off. We can't tighten the axle down yet because we hadn't put the chain on. But got the wheel in. It's looking really cool. Let me swing the camera around, kind of get a wide shot of it. So there we go. We have a little bit of brake drag. It's kind of hard to tell. Actually looks like this rotor may be slightly warped. It is an older rotor. So we'll get it cleaned up and put a dial gauge on there maybe. But it's going to serve its purpose for now. We may have to replace that if we ever decide to run this thing. So, but really, if we decide to run it, we need to change out. I put the stainless hardware in it, which wouldn't be good for power, but being that this is basically a show bike, I wanted to have stainless hardware. Yeah, no, for sure. All right, so we're going to try our little science experiment here. See about stripping this anodizing. So, I bought here, it's on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description in case somebody decides they want to do this. This is Bell Chemical 100% sodium hydroxide, 2 pounds. It was not expensive, maybe $15 or something. And
Very caustic.
Very caustic, yeah. This has
Hey, how are you?
This has mixing ratios on it.
I'm pretty sure there is, but give me 1 second. Let me ask her. Outgoing is.
Oh, I don't know. Ask Nicole. Yeah. It says aluminum etching. You use a half a cup of this
Sorry.
for 2 cups of water. So
Yeah.
No mail today.
we're not gonna really get too accurate with this. I'm gonna mix it up kind of strong, I think, because I don't have anything to measure anything. So. I don't know, I'd say we got about maybe a third to a half a pound in there. And then we're gonna fill up with some water here.
Hey, it's what makes pretzels brown.
Oh, is that what it is? Alright, well, you probably want to do this outdoors, but it's pouring rain today. I did notice we instantly get some heat going in here. So I'm going to just give this a good stir. Try and get all the granules to dissolve. Just got some little pig wire here. I'm going to make some little hooks to dip. So here you can see, got a kind of old crusty blue anodized fitting. Oh yeah, man, we're getting some rocking and rolling going on in here. Well, it doesn't strip them, but man, it turns them nice black.
Really?
Let's see, does that? Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. All right, well,
That fast?
that fast, dude. It like, you can see when you put it in here, you start getting a real like rumbly chemical reaction going. If I can get this, there we go. So again, probably do this outdoors. Don't be an idiot like me. And then I got this is my ultrasonic, but it was clean water, so I'm just doing a rinse in there. I mean, you don't, yeah, well, it turns them black, which is kind of even better than stripping them. It's like, don't smell it. It's
Oh, it's like poisonous?
probably. I'm like John Nye. I'm like John Nye, the science guy.
Oh, wait, here's one more.
Because that guy's not even a scientist either, I don't think.
Bill Nye?
No.
Bill Nye is like.
He's like some kind of engineer, but not even like, he's like a civil engineer or something, I think. Weird.
Do you want to take this
Mechanical,
part?
maybe?
I will, but not, you can leave that there. Is he mechanical?
Let's find out.
So, all right, so we did our fittings. Really cool setup. I'm wondering, I think I might hang one in here for, I wonder if I should, you know what I got, where's that cap? One I didn't, here, I'm going to hang this cap. I already bought some new black caps. I'm going to hang this one in here for like a few minutes and see if it, oh, so I'm going to let this one hang in here for like a minute or two. All right, so after our chemical soak, quick wire wheel, and we got all our anodize off. The black doesn't really stay like I thought, which would have been cool, but the plan was for the raw aluminum, and that's what we got now. So really happy with this.
So this is just kind of a redo of what we did last week. Had to keep checking my photo records, figure out how all these fittings went together, but just getting all the Hillborn injection replumbed with our new, or not new, but our used, stripped and cleaned up fittings.
Alright, so we're going to make up our throttle cable here. But first we're going to get our throttle installed. Got our new 5mm screws. And we got our little wave washers. So try and get a little bit of wobble out of this thing. There we go. Much less wobble. Once we get the nut on here and snug that up, I think we'll have a nice crisp throttle. Lever without too much slop in it. Now the smaller one, yeah. Damn it. Alright, I ordered the wrong nuts, but anyway, we can still do what we're doing. I'll have to pick up another nut. Matt's grabbing the throttle sleeve. We'll get this throttle cable routed and made. Alright, so we're going to make up our throttle cable. We got a cable fitting that goes on our throttle body. It's kind of behind the air horn, so you really can't see it. Alright, so we're going to make our cable here. First thing, I got this threaded in here just to hold it. I'm going to slide, we got our little ferrule. Get a little flux on here. Helps the solder flow. This is just regular old like plumbing flux I use. Got our little torch. And we get some solder to flow in there. You can let it cool down. I usually just grab the flux, cool it down in the flux because I'm impatient. Grab it, give a little pull, and we'll slide this out. We're going to install it onto our throttle linkage. Get this little burr off the end of here. Every time you try to slide it in something, it kind of wants to unfray. Or not unfray, but fray, unwind. You can usually get it without doing that. There we go. Then you can kind of, if it would focus, and it won't, but anyway, there's a fray on there, so I always start with a pretty good piece, a little longer than obviously we need to do that. Then we got our black throttle sleeve. Fish this through. This is all Motion Pro stuff. I don't know if I said that a minute ago or not, but we got that fished through. We're going to route our cable where we want it. I'm going to fish this. I'll use one of the balls like we used on the other end. I wanted to use the littler one because I thought it would look better, but you know, things got to work, otherwise what's the point? Get our solder to flow in. Obviously on this one we can't stick it in the flux because it's too close. Snip off our end, and we got a cable. We got our adjuster in there. Nice snapback. Nice little snapback throttle action, looking good. Alright, last thing I want to try and get done today is get our air system tank mounted back in here. It's got this clamps on the frame, and then it holds the bottle with all our other fittings and stuff. So I'm going to just try and get the bottle cleaned up, take it out to the lathe, get that cleaned up, clean these two clamp pieces up nice, and we'll come back and install it on the bike. He's probably bringing it on a trailer.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Alright, so we got our bottle all cleaned up, cut down a little bit of the welds, sanded it up, got our bracket cleaned up. Now I just need to find some hardware, get this thing bolted on.
So we got the air tank and the frame clamp fit back into its original place. This is the air tank that actuates the 2-speed air shifter. So a handmade clamp, a little tricky to get put together. And that's it, just getting it tightened up on the frame. And that's pretty close to where we're going to leave it for today. Checking to make sure the on-off valve is still clear. And checking our hose fittings, but other than that, everything's looking good on here. And just kind of a little overall shot of what the bike is looking like today. You got our air tank there. You can see a couple lines hanging still that haven't gotten fixed up. And just a nice meaty Hoosier slick.
Alright guys, that's a wrap for today. Super happy with the progress. We've got a roller. Nothing cooler than having a big giant slick on the back of a drag bike to look at. Got our throttle cable made. We got all our fittings stripped and cleaned up. Air tank is on. Making really good progress. Should have the rest of our parts, I believe, this week. And possibly have the tail section painted. So I'd say we're looking good for completion in, I don't know, 1, maybe 2 more Saturdays. So really pumped on this thing. Can't wait to get it to Missouri and show it off. So as always, appreciate everybody being here. Have a happy new year, and we hope to see you next time at Gaddy's Garage.